Okay, we're going to build a jack-o'-lantern, and we're going to start with the Create tab, and we're going to go get a ball, and we want to start in the upper left window. So click and drag, and then bring the sphere, the ball, up in the other two windows. And now we want to go to points. And in order to make that wavy, bumpy outside of the pumpkin, we're going to have to choose some points and pull them in, and then leave some for the bumps that stick out. So the easiest way that I found is just select straight across on this black line, hold down Shift, and go straight across on this line. Then we're going to go diagonal, so I'm still holding down Shift, and I'm going to count two empty ones. So 1, 2, so this one, oops, nope, this one. I'm going to go straight through, and then I'm going to count 1, 2 empty ones, and do the other diagonal one through here. Alright, so we should have, oops, I messed that one up too. Let's go this one. So if you choose the wrong ones, oops, I did it again. If you choose the wrong ones, just touch them to turn them off, hold down Shift, and click them again. So now I'm going to use the shrink and stretch tool, which is, the shortcut is H on your keyboard, and you can see that my little mouse changes. I'm going to click in the middle here and gently pull to the left and towards me until it looks a bit like a flower. And these are going to be the bumps and the insides. Click on spacebar and then click in the gray area to the left to deselect. Okay, we want to make it rounded and smooth, so you're going to hit Tab on your keyboard and it will smooth it out. Right, so we're going to go back to polygons and hit Q, and we're going to name it pumpkin. And choose an orange color and say OK. Alright, so now there's lots of choices for how to make the eyes. And you can do it in any way you like. I'm going to show you a couple of options. In the front view here, I'm going to grab just that polygon and that polygon. Those look like a pretty good place for eyes to be on my pumpkins. So I'm going to click on E for extend, and you see how it extended that polygon. It changed its shape. I'm going to move down to one of the lower windows where I can drag it back. And I'm going to use the shortcut for move, which is T, and then pull it back a little bit. And you can see the eye sockets pulling in. I want it to be a little thicker, so I'm going to hit E again. And you notice I still have the move tool. I don't have to click on T again. I just want to pull it back. The next thing I want to do is I want to hit delete on your keyboard so that it deletes that polygon inside the eye. And if we get close, you can see that now it looks like the shell, or the pulpy part of the pumpkin, the shell, and so he's not like paper thin. Alright, so there's only one line down the middle to make a nose, and your options might be that you choose a great big nose like this, or no nose, but you can open up an edge by going to Edges, and then just clicking on the line that you want to open up. Go to Multiply, Edge Bevel, and you can see that it just popped that open, just like opening up a seam on your clothes. Okay, so we're going to deselect that and go to Polygons, and I'm going to choose those two polygons and extend E, and you can see that it made another polygon for me. I want to go down and hit T and then E, move it back, and again I'm going to delete it. Alright, so for the mouth, I could either open this edge bevel again, or I can use the polygons that are right here. It's really up to you. So the simplest way is just hit E, And then T again, we're just pulling it back. E again, pull it back. And we want to delete it. Okay, so if you want to shape the mouth a little bit, you can grab polygons and move them, or you can use Control T to just pull things around. So the first way is like this. I might want to move this up, and so maybe I'm going to have him have a smirk, or maybe I'll use rotate and kind of make it look like a smile or a frown. I kind of like that, so I'll grab the other one and do the same thing. I'm just using rotate. And maybe I want to bring this up so he looks a little more scared. T. Alright, and you can do the same with eyes. You can use Control T, like I said, and just move things around until he looks a little sad and scared. Yeah, he looks like he might cry. Let's grab some polygons up here and maybe move them forward a bit. Give him a little bit of eyebrows. Okay, so we can do some more on that. We can give him some teeth. Here's how we're going to make the stem. We're going to select the center thing, which will make the stem. But when we select it here, it shoots all the way through to the bottom. So you want to touch that and deselect it, because we only want to pull the stem up from the top of the pumpkin. So we're going to use the same tool, E, and then T to move it up. E, E, E. So I've got several segments here. I'm going to hold down Shift and hit right bracket, right bracket, right bracket, right bracket, which allows me to grab this in little segments. The other thing I could do is use my right mouse button and draw a circle around it to select it. Now that's a pretty fat stem. It's not very realistic. So I'm going to put my mouse right over the top of it in the upper left window, hit H for shrink and stretch, and shrink it down a bit so it looks a little better. And then I think I want to bend it to the side, so I'm going to go to Modify, Bend. Always grab it from the top and bend it over in any way that you want it to bend. While you have it there selected, you might as well hit Q and name it Stem and give it a color. So it didn't color my stem, so I'm going to use my right mouse button to select that segment again, and Q, name it Stem, and I'm going to check it here. Stem should be like a green or a brown or something. Let's see, maybe we'll do kind of a brownish right there. Okay, so now I also want the orange color inside, so that when we look inside of him, we can see that the pumpkin has a surface in there too. So we're going to go to Surface Editor, Pumpkin, go all the way down here to the bottom and say double-sided. And there you have the beginnings of your first pumpkin.